From the ashes of a fallen empire, a new world was forged, not by armies or kings, but by the sheer force of a single, unwavering will. This is the story of Vladimir Lenin, the architect of a revolution that would not only topple a dynasty, but also redraw the map of the 20th century. And it begins not on the battlefield, but in the heart of a grieving family. The year is 1887. A young Vladimir Ulyanov is confronted with a brutal reality that shatters his world. His older brother, Alexander, has been executed, hanged for his part in a failed plot to assassinate Tsar Alexander III. Went then third. The shock quickly hardens into a cold, burning anger. This personal tragedy becomes a political awakening. We see him in the years that follow, not as a boy, but as a man consumed by an idea. In dimly lit rooms, surrounded by stacks of forbidden books, he devours the works of Karl Marx. The words on the page are not just theory, they are a blueprint. In the flickering candlelight, the student transforms into the revolutionary, his ideals forged in grief and intellectual fire, ready to avenge his brother not with a bomb, but with an ideology. Forced into exile, Lenin's revolutionary fervor only intensifies. Across Europe, from Munich to London to Geneva, he becomes a nomadic intellectual, a professional revolutionary. His life is one of clandestine meetings in smoky backrooms, passionate debates that last until dawn, and the ceaseless scratching of his pen. He is not just participating in the movement, he is shaping it, molding it to his unyielding vision. This vision leads to a critical rupture within the Russian Social Democratic Labour Party. At the Second Congress in 1903, a fierce dispute over the very definition of party membership causes an irreparable split. A line is drawn in the ideological sand. On one side stand the Mensheviks, on the other, Lenin and his followers. The Bolsheviks, the majority, a disciplined, centralized vanguard destined, in his eyes, to lead the proletariat to power. As the Great War engulfs Europe, the Russian Empire begins to crumble from within. Millions perish in the trenches, and discontent boils over on the home front. For Lenin, watching from neutral Switzerland, the chaos is not a tragedy, but an opportunity. The imperialist war he predicted. In 1917, with Russia teetering on the brink of total collapse after the February Revolution toppled the Tsar, Germany makes a calculated gamble. They offer Lenin safe passage back to his homeland, hoping his radical presence will destabilize their enemy. He boards a sealed train, a ghost gliding across a war-torn continent. Through the window, the world is a blur of conflict, but inside the carriage, there is only a chillingly calm, single-minded focus. Every click of the wheels on the track brings him closer to Petrograd, closer to his destiny. Lenin's arrival at Finland Station in April 1917 is an explosion of revolutionary energy. He steps off the train not as a returning exile, but as a leader whose time has come. Greeted by a cheering throng of workers and soldiers, he climbs atop an armored car and delivers his incendiary April theses, rejecting the provisional government and calling for all power to the Soviets. The seeds of a second revolution are sown. Months later, on a cold October night, his call becomes action. Under the strategic direction of the Bolsheviks, the Red Guards surge through the streets of Petrograd. The decisive moment arrives with the storming of the Winter Palace, the symbolic heart of the old regime. The air crackles with gunfire and anticipation as the final bastion of the provisional government falls. With the palace secured, history pivots. Lenin, once a hunted radical, strides onto the stage at the Second All-Russian Congress of Soviets. His face is pale, his features etched with exhaustion and triumph. He raises his arm, a gesture that silences the tumultuous hall. In a clear, unwavering voice that cuts through the historical din, he makes a simple, seismic declaration. The provisional government has been overthrown. All power has been transferred to the Soviets of workers, soldiers, and peasants' deputies. In that moment, a new era was born, not just for Russia, but for the entire world, unleashing forces of ideology and conflict that would define the century to come.